Alright, today we're going to change the oil in the 2011 Suzuki GSX R750. So, some stuff you're going to need. Obviously, if you have a rear stand, that helps a lot, or a front stand, or both, but you can do it without it. So, cooking sheets, they sell, this is to catch the oil. They sell like big square ones. Those work, but I don't have any in the house, and I don't want to go get any, so we're going to use these. It's going to make a little bit of a mess, but that's alright. We'll clean it up. You're going to need a funnel, obviously, oil filter. I recommend getting the drain plug gasket. It's in here. Oil filter wrench, ratchet with the proper socket, and your Allen keys to eventually pop your fairings off. Flathead screwdriver, oil pan, and last you need some oil. Try to always use the weight and type that your owner's manual recommends. You want to drive it around just to make sure that your engine is a little warm, so the oil is, nice and warm, so it'll spew out pretty easily, drain out the majority of it. I've heard people, start the engine for a couple seconds to help flush the rest of the oil out. I don't really think that's necessary. I've never done that for any bike or any car, so you can if you want, but just be careful when you do that, because if you run an engine without oil, obviously you're going to blow the engine. You're going to remove your oil drain plug, which is right here on the bottom of the bike. You can see on the left side of the bike. It is right here at the bottom, right next to this hose. So you're not too bad of a mess. Oh, that shit's hot. A few things you gotta do. You wanna take this bolt out, this bolt, that bolt, and then these pins right here. That one, take one of those out, and it'll allow this part to come out, to swing out. And there's one down here on the inside. You'll find it if you look. Pop those out, and this whole side of the fairing will come out enough for me to get in there to get the oil filter, because the oil filter is back in there. Alright, so now I've taken out those bolts for the fairing, and I'll be able to reach the oil filter back in there. Here. It's right there. Careful when you reach back there, because it's probably pretty hot. You can see the oil is spewing out again, both where the oil filter goes and out of where you pulled the oil drain plug. Go ahead and throw the new one on. What do you do for that? Dip your finger in the oil. And lightly coat your threads. Right off the bat, it's nice and easy. Shouldn't have to force it. If you're forcing it, you're probably cross-threading it, and you need to start over. This part, you want to make sure you have the inside of your oil filter. You can see rubber seals inside, and there's a rubber seal, black rubber seal on the outside right here. Make sure you put a nice coat of oil on that before you put it in, and also fill the inside with oil. All right, once you have oil in your oil filter, make sure you get a nice little coat around that rubber seal on the outside. Kind of hard to do with one hand. Go ahead and tighten your oil filter down now. Oil filter back on and your drain plug back on. You want to fill your bike back up with oil. Check to see if you've put enough in. Is this little window right here. Unlock your steering. You're gonna squeeze your front brake, put your leg against your motorcycle, and tilt your bike towards you to where your bike is level. Then you're gonna look in here to see whether it's full or not. And full. And that's how you change the oil in your Suzuki 2011. And that's a little trick you can do after you change your oil. If you're paranoid about whether you did it right or not, or if you're going to leak oil, when you let it sit overnight, take a cloth, any kind of cloth, this is just a pant leg. It's been cut off a pair of jeans. Something that'll show oil, you know, pretty easy. And slide it directly under the center of your bike. Make sure that it's right under your oil drain plug and under the center of your fairing, because it's where the oil will leak out of the oil filter. You'll be able to tell if you're leaking oil, and you'll also remember to check your oil before you take off. So you change the oil in your 2011 Suzuki GSX-R 750. Now it's time for a bath. For the bike, not me.